to another edition of the Inside Scoop. I'm your host, Martha.
And I'm Brianna.
And today we're going to talk about the power of participating in clinical research. Why is this important, Brianna?
So, well, one, it takes participants in order for us to really understand medicine. So without you guys, we wouldn't be able to get the research data that we need to kind of push the data to the appropriate parties to understand what we need to about medicine.
And participation needs to be well-rounded. It needs to look like the world that we live in. So we need participants from all walks of life. So people of different colors, people of different backgrounds, people in different regions, people eat different, people work out different.
Different socioeconomic statuses.
Yes, so everybody is important to participate. While we're thinking of the power of participation, some of the ways that we recruit for our studies. So we are boots on the ground people. We really believe in community-centric, patient-centric approach. You will always see us in the community.
Yes.
Most of the time you'll see us in our superior gear, more than me than a lot of people, but we usually wear our superior gear because we want people to recognize our name. We host a safe space, so we keep snacks, drinks, coffee in our front, and that the community can come in and get them snacks. A lot of people come in and like, oh, I'm on my lunch break, I just want to say, hey, Brianna, and get some chips. So that's a way that we're part of the community. We also do a lot of social media advertising, lunch and learns. But not only do we do social media advertising, we do social media education. And we think that's important. Before we ask you, do you want to participate? We want to make sure you understand the process of the clinical trial. If you don't understand, if you go back up to a couple more of our videos, we have one, the clinical trial journey from idea to reality. So check that video out. That'll help you understand the process of the clinical trial. That's just a plug for one of our videos.
So yeah, like Martha kind of said, we're really big on just that education piece and then also just having that community relationship. And I think the biggest thing that I want to point out too is just what she's saying. You know, we're trying to reach everybody, whether you're the doctors at the doctor's office, whether you're the front desk staff, whether you're just a community member, a young, a mom, wherever it is. So we try to make sure that when we do our community outreach, we're not going just to specific locations. We're everywhere. Some days we're out just walking the streets. Some days we're in the doctor's offices. Some days we're setting up for a community booth to be able to socialize with different groups of people. So that's a big part of who we are, is just that community piece.
And meeting people where they are. Some people we meet understand the whole clinical research journey.
Yeah.
Some people have never heard of it. In the area that we have locations all across North Carolina, and majority of our locations are in rural spaces.
Yeah.
So that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody have heard of clinical research, and it's sad to say that even some physicians don't understand what clinical research is, which is good because it's an opportunity for us to educate and for us to be that voice to help people understand clinical research. One of the things we like to say, one of the things that I would like to see for research and the participant journey would be everybody is offered the opportunity to participate in clinical research.
Yeah.
That could be a second part of your healthcare option. We're not there yet. So that's our job. That's the way we hit the boots on the ground, putting flyers on the cars, doing all those things to making sure that we get what the people need, to give the people what they need, I should say.
Yeah, and I think even going back to what you said, I literally just had somebody walk into the office yesterday and said they've been trying to get into clinical research. They talked to their doctor about it and their doctor just brushed it off. So that's a big piece of, you have doctors and physicians who are just not there yet. Maybe they don't understand it. Maybe they have their own preconceived notions of what it is. But whatever the case is, we want to get to that point where we feel like we've educated our community enough that they have that understanding to be able to be like, I want to be a part of research, or if I can't, I want to refer somebody to be in research.
Or I want a space where I can go and participate. Yeah. One of the things when you talk about that particular doctor, there's a lot of implicit biases in research. A lot of it is just that you just don't ask.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I don't think that person is going to participate.
Yes.
But the part is you never know if you don't ask. So one of the things for us, we ask people, have you ever participated? Would you ever participate? And when they give us no, we ask why. Why wouldn't you participate? And then that's an opportunity for us to educate and give the reasons why it is a healthcare option.
Right.
And then those are the people and then there's some people just don't know. People just don't understand. Don't understand what it means to participate in clinical trials. Sometimes people think they're being a guinea pig.
Right.
There's so many conversations that we have that we try to overcome.
Right.
And then we will not sit here and not be transparent and not talk about all the issues that occurred within clinical research, and especially with people of color, especially Black women and other races. I don't want to just call out Black people, but we do recognize those, and we do understand that sometimes it is a tricky topic to talk about.
Yes.
And so what we do is we educate ourselves to make sure we understand the past, so we can get to where we are now. So we do have those educational sessions and talk about the Tuskegee syphilis experiment for one of them. And so we can understand what that really means outside of what, the media wants us to know, and have those hard conversations and have those conversations with our participants, with our community, and we'll have those conversations with you all. So stay tuned. We will talk about some mistrusts in clinical research, because I think it's important there to know where you've been to know where you're going.
Yes, I think that's a good piece, and I think, that is what helps us, within our recruitment approach, is just that idea of let's be upfront, let's be honest, let's have those discussions. Because like I kind of said in one of the prior videos, it's important to kind of build that trust and rapport. And sometimes it takes just having those conversations to get people over that hump.
That's right.
And to be willing to say, you know what, let me try and move forward with the next steps to see what this potential opportunity could bring for me.
And it's not just a one conversation, right, Brianna? It's multiple continuous conversations. And we're happy to have these conversations. We all should get us a pen and say, ask me about research. So we can talk about it, because we can talk about it all day, every day. But one of the other things that we do to make sure we get participants into our studies is referrals.
Yes.
We have a lot of participants that just love it here. They love what we do. They love our physicians. They love the experience. And so they refer their friends.
Yes.
And we do offer referral bonus, so that helps as well. But we get a lot of referrals, and to me, that's the best type of business that we can get. It's the knowing that we did such a great job that you want to tell somebody that tells somebody that tells somebody. So that's another way. Other ways that we get it, we have our physicians, we have our investigators that refer out too. They understand it, they get it. We have our nurse practitioner. We have our physicians that say, hey, you have this. Have you considered a clinical trial?
Yes.
We have a clinical trial in this. Have you considered it? So they get it, right? And that's important, because you trust your physician.
Yeah. And then what do you say? Know, like, trust is kind of like the effect that if you know them, you like them, you trust them, you're more willing to try something that they are, giving you the opportunity.
And supportive of.
Yeah.
And they'll help you with your care. And they'll work with our existing physicians to make sure that you're getting the best care that you need. So the last thing I want to talk about is just kind of a success story from one of our participants. So if you go to our social media, you'll see a lot of testimonies. But we have one of our participants that participated in one of our studies, and I won't name names either way around, but loved it. They absolutely loved this particular product. When is it coming on the market?
Yes.
Is it approved? What can I do to get it? Can I get back into the study? Like, all of those things, that they were so impressed with the service.
Yes.
They were so impressed with the product that they want to continue to do it. And then always kind of, what other things that you have? And so I think, to me, that's the best way to show that this is real and people enjoy it. And it's not for everybody. So we're not going to sit here and say that everybody is supportive of what we do.
Yeah. But going back to your point about that success story, I think one of the biggest pieces that made it such a success for it is the fact that we have that good follow-up. And it's important to follow up. It doesn't just start with, like you said, that one time of reaching out. But even when they kind of get in the study, we do those monthly calls, or we kind of make it so that we want them to have a relationship. So, like, if you need something, reach out, call me. Like you said, stop by the office, get you a bag of chips, get you a drink. So that is what allows for us to have those success stories and to also be able to recruit. Because if you have a place of saying you can come and get this, I'm gonna be like, well, let me send my sister over there, or my cousin, or whatever. So.
And then when we get those Christmas cards in the mail, feel, or
Yes.
because we're in this rural area, we always get fresh fruits and fresh vegetables and homemade jams and homemade hand sanitizer. And I think it's just a full circle. I
Yeah.
think we fulfill their need and they fulfill our need.
Absolutely.
So thank you again for tuning in to another episode of the Inside Scoop. Don't forget to subscribe, and share, and comment. Anything you want to hear about, let us know. Thanks. I can never stop this thing. I think it goes so long. Oh my gosh, where is it?
I could just stop.
Okay.
Because